fucking COVID and now Afghanistan and Jesus Christ, Patriot Act and killing 3,600 of your own troops and 9/11 and shit. Great job, white men. You want to play the race card, talk about Kamala, or where Obama's from? I want to see where you're from. Hell, you're from Satan. You want to play the race card? We'll play the race card, motherfucker. They're too nice to do it. I have the same race as you. I can easily hit you on motherfucking race. You want to play race card? How about how irresponsible white bigots acting badly have condemned us to 4 world wars, poverty, and COVID for the last 175 fucking years? Civil wars and slavery. You want to talk about fucking race card?
Republican Day, so we will have highlights from.
Oh, it's fine to talk about. It's fine to talk about them, but the minute somebody talks about you, you're an evil person or anything like that. When the minute that a white person admits that his own race has committed most of the world's problems in the last 175 years, and are taking shots at the only black female president trying to dig us out of this, I say fuck you, bigot traitor. Fuck you.
Tomorrow.
Always politics involved with the fair, too.
And a butter cow.
Yeah.
And the butter cow.
Right.
I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Every word I've said here is goddamn true. You've driven this country into the ground with your fucking white sausage fest for 300 goddamn years. I'm fucking sick of it. We need somebody who actually is good at leading people instead of people who go to war all the goddamn time and kill black people. Enslave black people. I'm sorry, did that not happen? Stop playing the race card, or I'll play the race card. You guys aren't in a superior place when it comes to racism. You're not in a superior place. We could make a big bunch of accusations about where you're from, whitey. Where are you from? It's Europe, motherfucker. You're not any more legitimate than Africa. Where are you from, whitey? You're from fucking Europe. You're not from America. Native Americans are from America. You're not from America either, motherfucker. How about this, Whitey Trump? Where are you from? Where's your fucking family from? You're from fucking Europe, motherfucker. You're no different from any African in America. You are no more legitimate than any African. You are zero more legitimate. You did not build this country any more than them or anything like that. You are the problem.
Yeah, what the heck?
Thank
All
you,
right.
Marianne.
Thank you so much.
Where did you come from, Whitey? You didn't come from here.
We have your seat inside the DNC in Chicago.
So yeah, who cares where Kamala comes from? I don't care where you come from. I don't care where she comes from. Don't care. That weird, bigoted white people shit, like where you rep from? Where you repping, huh? You repping Africa? You repping Europe or whatever? Jesus fucking Christ, you piece of shit white people acting badly.
You can watch a live, uninterrupted feed of convention
W-Pabs
speech.
or something. I keep thinking of a funny word that'll stick. Babs are pretty good, right? Bigots acting badly. You leave the white thing out of it because it's not just white people. It's bigots acting badly. There are black Republicans, dear God knows why. There are female Republicans, dear God knows why. That's like Jews for Hitler. But there is black and female Republicans and Latina and everything, right? And I don't... I'm sorry, but why you want to sign up with those goddamn babs that have sausage fested this fucking piece of shit government for 300 years? They've suppressed women for millions of years. They've suppressed every other race for hundreds of thousands of years. I don't understand, man. Why do you think that race is a card that you can play? After slavery? Why do you think you can play the race card, you piece of shit Bab, piece of shit Vance Bab, fucking Vance is a Bab, Trump is a Bab. They're bigots acting badly. They were like fresh out of the fucking Civil War, maybe in the last like 150 fucking years, and you're bringing up the race card for the female black president trying to run for leadership to get your sausage fest of a rich white boy summer the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Which is starting at 5:30 p.m. Monday.
We've had white boy summer for 300 goddamn years.
Thursday, and you'll be able
Give me somebody other than a rich white male, please. Please do not play the fucking race card, or I will hit you with the goddamn reality of it. We've had nothing but rich white males for 375 years. Stop talking about where she's from. I know where you're from, Satan.
watch that. It's available on our NBC5 Chicago News streaming channel.
Stop telling me where Obama's from. I don't give a fuck where anybody who runs this country is from. I need leadership to run the goddamn country, and preferably female for the next 300 years, you know? Preferably female. I've seen what the men did. World War I, World War II, Civil War, slavery, fucking, you know. You want to tell me women would have permitted slavery? You really think that women who go through 9 months of fucking labor and all this shit, you really think they would have let something that they had birthed become a slave? No, but men will. Men will turn everything around them into fucking slaves. You know what I'm saying? And it's that rich white male thing. You've been pushing it for way too fucking long, you know? And now I want somebody other than you. I don't care. I will take a fucking radish if it's female and not white. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You're fucking bullshit, rich, white, fucking bigoted, fucking Jim Crow, like loving, fucking, you know, apartheid supporting, fucking South Africa fucking torturing, fucking slavery, civil war causing, fucking piece of shit, right-wing, racist fucking attitudes for the last 300 fucking years can suck a fucking dick. And I will not vote for anything that has, the rest of my life, I'm not voting for anything that has a penis and white skin. I'm sorry. You want to play the race card about Kamala's race all the fucking time? I'll hit you with the real racism, the one that's actually gonna affect somebody, right? She'll still win even if you talk about where she's from. But see, you won't win if I talk about how much of an actual piece of shit you are.
Your favorite
rich white Republican piece of shit
provider.
We are 5 days away from the start of the Democratic National Convention.
Don't bring up her race again, or I'll bring up yours and how you've choked this goddamn world for 300,000 years, turned all the women into goddamn chattel, caused every world war, caused billions and billions of deaths at 9 months of fucking gestation and 20, 30, 40 years of age at each life that you take with every war that you fucking cause and every problem that you fucking cause and every slave that you take and every person that you call some word or anything that you do. I'm sorry, did you just stop fucking with reality somewhere around 1950 and forget about your goddamn past? So yeah, give me a fucking rich female black lawyer or something, I don't know, please, because it's better than you.
Problems continue.
That's the fucking sad part of it. It's better than you.
Over protests. Today, it's the Chicago Fire Department. They want to protest not having a contract.
It's not a sad part that she's better than you. It's sad that I will vote for a fucking statistic over a living being. Because the statistic represents less threat to me than the Republican Party does. A statistic of a black female president is less threatening me than 40 years of living in America under Republican rule.
City, an issue that's been going on for 3 years.
Like literally, like the statistic is less harmful to me. I know what you're gonna do to me and what you're gonna cause. I've seen it before. I've seen 9/11. I was there watching it when it happened live. I've seen where the rich white men take us, and I will not go there again. I will not take your Patriot Act. I will not take your Republican, traitor, fucking Democrat, Republican parties. I will not take your fucking regression of things that we fought for in the civil rights movement. I will not take your fucking treatment of women as chattel for a million years. I don't like you, and I don't like your dinosaur rich white people fucking dinosaur male fucking vibe. Fuck you, traitor. Fuck you, Bab.
But the city told them no. VWen reports on how they...
I'm not the only one either. Like, trust me, the rest of the humanity, they're too nice to say it. I'm not too nice to say it.
Still plan to get their message across.
The Chicago firefighters union...
I view my own gender and my own race as my own worst enemy, which is just ridiculous. They're not, you know? They're not. You'll know when the race war happens that they're not my worst enemy. It's crazy. It's just, or whatever it is they do next. I mean, I would call World War II a race war, right? So when I think of world wars, I think of them as race wars, you know? Race wars. The extermination of the Jews caused World War II, you know? And I view World War I as the same sort of. Lots of genocides, lots of racism. Your racism and your rich white privilege, piece of shit Bab, bigot acting badly, piece of shit white racism and your fucking privileged fucking horse shit has driven this country into the goddamn ground, and I'm fucking sick of it. Sick of it. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of the Republicans and the Democrats failing us at every single point. Look at what you did to the veterans. Look at what you did with COVID. Look at what you did with the Patriot Act. Look at what you did with the drug war. Look at what you did with Vietnam. Look at what you did with the opioid war. Look at what you did with the cartels. Look at what you did with all the fucking the Jeffrey Epsteins. Look at what you did. Rich white people running our country. Look at what you did. It's like that. Those are 8 war crimes that I just listed. 8 war crimes left entirely to the rich white American man. 8 war crimes. Quite liable for them too, still, I believe. You know?
Local to put up these
kind of
new
crazy.
billboards
It's like, you know,
just down the street.
And no, we just ignore that the rich white man just wants to shit on everybody. We just ignore it.
From the United Center ahead of the Democratic...
No.
national convention to get their message across.
You bring up the race card about Kamala, I'll bring up the race card about you being a bab. It's only fair.
It needs to be.
Oh yeah, hey, remember Jim Crow in the 1920s? Remember, that was what white people do. Remember? Or wait, I mean, it kind of went to like what, like the 50s, right? In the last 100 years, the white people would still lynch you right up in the town square for not being rich and white. Do you guys remember? I do.
Said it needs to get done.
Remember that time that the white people dropped the bombs on the black plantation in Georgia? I do. You don't, because you have a whitewashed, quite literally whitewashed history told in the textbooks. But I do. I remember the time that the irresponsible Babs literally donned fucking jet planes and dropped bombs on black people rebelling in a black plantation in Georgia. Literally dropped bombs on their own Americans. Like, literally, this is how bad the rich white man actually dislikes people who aren't rich and white, I think.
I just want the city to sit down with us and
I
negotiate.
love my white racism. It's so fun. I really think that I can get a lot of viewers this way, right? But I don't care about alienating the white race. They alienated me. They've been hunting me all of my life. They've ensured poverty. They have tortured my family. They've killed a bunch of my friends. They've thrown most of my friends in jail for drugs and all this. I don't like rich white people, and I don't care what you fucking think, and I don't care if you watch me.
It's been over 3 years.
The billboards seen here near Madison and Ogden show a running count of how many days.
I think it's good if rich white people don't watch me, right? They won't know what the threat is. I think it's good if you're rich and white, fuck off now. Don't want you in here.
Union says firefighters have been working without a
Pretty fun, isn't it? This is what racism is actually like. It's not fun, is it? You've never experienced it because you're white.
contract. The union
If you're rich and white, I don't want you in this channel. Get the fuck out.
is pushing for several key issues, including the need to hire more paramedics and to
Also,
add
kids.
more ambulance.
I don't want kids in here either. The kids, they're too naive. I don't want kids in here. I don't think they have any idea what the fuck's going on. I don't want kids in here. Like, I knew what the fuck was going on when I was 12 years old. And sure enough, 9/11 happened 3 years later. And a motherfucker, I don't care if playing video games too much or not having good education is an excuse. It happened to me too. I played too much video games and I didn't have that good of an education past my private school. And trust me, like, you know, it doesn't matter what the excuses is. You do not have an excuse to not know this stuff. If you're backing a Trump in 2024 or a Biden, I mean, I'm sorry, but you have no idea what politics are or anything at all. And so I don't want the kids in the channel that are naive. I'm sorry, talking about CS:GO skins or some stupid shit. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want some fucking like stupid ganker following me around. I don't care about what your political fucking affiliations are. I'll talk to you in real life if I need to. I don't care. And like and yeah, so yeah, definitely. If you're rich and you're white and if you are a child, I don't want you in my fucking channel.
20 to its current fleet of 80.
It's for ambulances, it's dire. Every day they're looking for ambulances. Our ambulances run night and day. If you go to the west
I blame the actual culprit.
side, some of those ambulances
You
are
guys
out
blame Kamala. I blame the actual goddamn culprit.
all day long. They do 25, 26, 27, 28 runs a day. It's you just can't do that.
Cleary says the union wanted to protest during the DNC, but their requests for permits were denied twice.
Yeah, that's a violation of their goddamn civil liberties and rights, I believe, except I don't know if you can say that you need time off to go protest. I'm not sure about that. I don't think they'll give you that. I don't think the company or the government will give you that. I'm sorry.
By the city, citing proximity and manpower. They're now looking at other ways to amplify their message.
Look how they all hover around the rich white people acting badly, and they pray for them to fix things. Like how their fire companies don't have enough tax money, right? And they pray them to fix these terrible, horrible, fucking systemic and infrastructure problems and stuff. And they know that the rich white people who destroy the planet are going to show up at the DNC and ignore everybody while they vibe in front of the fucking camera and live their bougie fucking power clout fucking politician lifestyles while we all die of poverty and fucking starvation and paradise burns, right? And so yeah, the firefighters want to go and beseech the rich whiteys to maybe take the boot off the neck of the firefighters. That's literally the situation we're in. The Chicago firefighters are going to beg rich whitey if we can still have enough money to put fires out. I know that you can't actually like read between the lines, but this is exactly what they were saying. They were saying that the Chicago Firefighters Union is protesting the DNC, looking to talk to the rich whiteys to try to convince them to give them enough money to continue to put out fires, right? Because no, the rich white people, they just want to keep the money. You know, they just want to keep the rich, and that's it. So yeah, and so now the firefighters have to go beg the politicians if they can keep the water running to put out the fires as the buildings burn. Thanks, rich whitey.
So have a mobile.
Let's go have a convention of rich whiteys. Isn't that a good plan? Maybe they'll be protested and screamed at all day by the people who are actually dying because they've stolen all the money.
Billboard that will be driving around the city of Chicago during the entire DNC, and we've rented 2 fire engines, and we're going to put banners on those fire engines and drive them around the city as well.
A city spokesperson could not go into details about contract negotiations, but told NBC5 in a statement in part, quote, Mayor Johnson is a strong supporter of the first responders who put their lives on the line every day to protect the residents of Chicago. The Johnson administration continues to negotiate in good faith with the goal of settling a fair contract for our city's firefighters. The union is still planning to hold some type of demonstration next week. As for negotiations, they will meet with the city next month to try to reach an agreement. Reporting from the United Center, V1 NBC5 News.
So here we go, 5 days until the DNC arrives here in Chicago, and today people who live near the United Center say they're confused about where to park. Signs and barricades are going up in places and at times they did not expect. NBC5's Kai Martin shows us the disruption.
We're here on Washington, west of Damon. We're actually northwest of the United Center security perimeter, outside that fencing, but inside the tow zone. In fact, see that black car behind me? It's not going to be here much longer. It will be towed away by the city. The towing started at around 8 this morning. We saw just a few city crews out because most people around here, they saw the no parking signs within the last 2 days or so and moved. If you've ever had the awful experience of getting towed in Chicago, it's at least $300 to get your car back. CDOT says outreach and signs, they were up to snuff. But with the tow zones enforced now through next Sunday, August 25th, that doesn't change the disruption to people's lives.
It's like they're putting us in prison all in the sake of a Democratic convention. We're on the outside of this. Like, we're not in there. We don't know what goes on in there. And I'm sure they got Secret Service that can protect them, whatever. But what about us? Like, they don't care?
No, they don't care. It's the rich whiteys. They just trample over everybody's rights and suppress neighborhoods and just bring their conventions and their fucking weirdness, and they just take over anything that they come across. They don't care about other people. No. DNC, RNC, Republicrats, fuck no. They don't have any idea other people exist. They're not even aware that the protesters are outside, and you're about to fucking see that firsthand. They're not even aware the protesters are outside. They're rich whiteys. They've got their head ostriched up some diamond hole. You know, there's some hole made of gold. You know, they've got their head up some ostrich hole made of gold. They don't care about protesters or your neighborhood or you. They're rich white people. They don't give a shit about that. That would be a bad assumption to make. I mean, you're an American. You know the fucking deal. You know the deal. It's rich whitey first. Come on. Bill Griefer. Whitey doesn't care about what happens outside the DNC. Only the money's inside the DNC, you know? The money's inside the DNC, not outside. Whitey doesn't care about what's outside the Olympics. It's only the inside, you know? They don't care about prostitution or deaths or anything like that. It's just, you know, the money. Money and conventions, spending more money on stupid things, and rich Whiteys, you know? Be acting badly.
A little frustrating, but
yeah, it's a little frustrating when the rich whiteys come to town and take over your neighborhood. Yeah, it's like a world war.
I mean, what are we going?
It's like a civil war, right? It's like a world war. It's like a world war. The rich whiteys came to town and took over your neighborhood. It's a world war, I guess.
do, you know, so we're just trying
I
to
love
get...
being like the fucked up, cracked out, methed out George Carlin. Ex-meth addict, ex-heroin addict, like totally fucking regressed, like crazy fucking autistic, methed out George Carlin, who hits you with the truth and you don't want to fucking hear it, but it is the truth. Everything I've said here is 110% the truth.
you know, follow the rules. We don't want to have to pay any extra.
Yeah, I mean, you're not rich and white, so your rights were trampled and your considerations were not taken into consideration. Same is true of our rent, our food, our education. If you're not rich and white, then it doesn't matter.
Money for the cars to
Yeah, you begin to understand the chokehold, the slipknot that they have over the entire world.
be told. I don't know if
Which is what I've always thought Corey Taylor was talking about, right? Is the rich whitey and their slipknot on the entire world that just gets tighter, not looser. It only ever gets tighter, right? And so I've always thought of Slipknot. Who knows? Corey probably doesn't even know. But I've always really loved the name Slipknot because I hate people just as much as him, right? And I really feel that the politicians and the rich whiteys are definitely like the slipknot that is going to choke us to death. That only gets tighter, not looser. I wouldn't say these horrible racist things if I didn't really, really believe them, you know? Because there's so many billions and billions of court cases as evidence. Remember when Coretta Scott King had to sue the FBI because they shot Martin Luther King in the fucking face and she won? And the FBI had to admit that they basically had committed some kind of assassination treason plot on one of its own citizens. And yeah, the FBI lost that case. I love that one. That's just like pure proof that they'll just straight rich whitey will just kill black people. They don't care, you know.
everyone knew about the parking restrictions were going to be.
They don't care. The CIA will kill you if you're anybody who isn't rich and white. It becomes a luminary, you know.
I mean, because we can't.
I mean, I guess they didn't kill Mandela, but he wasn't really in America. If Mandela had been in America, the CIA definitely would have killed him. I believe that with all my heart and soul.
Down the street for like 3 blocks.
Renters tell us they wish landlords had solutions for them, like alternate...
If the CIA hadn't been caught, 20, 30 times, committing so many assassinations of their own citizens and such, I wouldn't believe these things, but I am quoting court cases when I say something. Go and look at how many times the CIA has lost court cases where they were prosecuted for killing people, you know? People that we loved. Like MLK.
Or options if tenants need to...
Judy Berry. She sued the FBI for blowing her car up. That's the lady who runs Greenpeace. The FBI blew up her car. We've got a mafia in our FBI and CIA and our deep state rich whitey government, and they kill people that they don't like all the time. I keep expecting it to happen to me. I just tell people the truth all the time in the assumption that sooner or later they're just going to come to my door and shoot me in the fucking chest with a high-powered rifle, because that's just what they do. That's what they did to all the other people that did what I'm doing.
Part 2.
That's what they did to MLK. That's what they did to Martin Luther King, John Lennon. You know.
Cars.
Thanks, rich whiteys. Thanks, CIA. With friends like you, you're not my friend. You're not my friend. You're not my government. You're not my friend. I don't like you. I would kill you if I could.
The next 10 days. The general feeling among neighbors is the VIPs are taking over. They feel like David. And
the rich white people. Notice that they use slanguage now, VIPs, but what they really mean is rich white people. RWPs at the DNC, fresh out of the RNC, RWPs, BAB. They've got all these amalgamations and fucking, metaphors and, and palindromes and shit and all this to try and hide who they actually are. But yeah, she's smiling about all the rich white people taking over the DNC right now. Yeah, as we speak. The rich white people have come to town, people.
Goliath is the DNC.
The VIPs, the rich white leadership.
Reporting from Damon in Washington, Kai Martin, NBC5 News.
All right, thank you, Kai.
We're counting down to the Democratic National Convention, and the city of Chicago is preparing, but there will be some disruptions for other events happening around the city.
NBC5's Lisa Chavarria joins us now from the control center to explain. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning, Everett and Michelle. Well, parking is becoming near impossible all around the United Center and McCoy.
Now, notice how the entire newscast is not white people, but the entire DNC is. You understand how inclusion happened in this country 30, 40 fucking years ago when MLK got his victory, right? But notice that when you go and look at say, the Congress. let's go look at C-SPAN today, right? Something legal that C-SPAN wants me to see, right? Like not the DNC, but the no, thank you. Secret Service. Yeah, here we go. So, okay, once we get to the actual Congress, you'll see a few people of color. You'll see a few. Maybe 1 in 30. Every 1 in 30 white people. Now, am I against white people? No. I love white people. I'm white, whatever. I'm just saying it's a statistic that you cannot ignore. It is rich white people taking over the world and patriot acting the entire thing. This is what they're up to. That's what they're doing right now as we speak. That's what this was about. Notice all the white faces, like some kind of fucking white crayon. All the white boys just running this country into the goddamn ground. I'm sorry, man, but sooner or later we're gonna have to wake up to it. You know, we can't do this forever.
FFXI's Lisa Chavarria joins us now from the control center to explain. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning, Evrod and Michelle. Well, parking is becoming near impossible all around the United Center and McCormick Place.
Traitors.
And getting around those venues,
Christ.
well, it's only going to be getting worse.
Get the fuck
when it
out
comes
of
to
here.
safety, Chicago police.
Do nothing Congress. 67 years and 2 fucking policies passed. 2. Assault weapons ban. COVID relief. 3, excuse me. Healthcare. 3. 67 years, 3 policies passed. Show me proof that our government isn't actually literally a living, breathing parasite, sucking our blood and doing nothing, like a flea or a tick. Show me the proof. 3 policies in 67 years is the proof.
Police Superintendent Larry Snelling says there are
You don't need to show it to me. I see evidence of it every time I go downtown.
credible threats to the Democratic National Convention.
We'd like to kill you now. You have killed this country. We kind of want to kill you now. Yeah, some of us really want to kill you. Yeah, and by you I mean the Republicrats, and this goes for the Republicans too. We really want to kill you for fucking up this country as bad as you did. I will just say it.
Illinois State Police tell NBC News this will be...
I won't do anything to you, but I want to. That's the difference. I will never harm a fellow American, but I want to. I definitely do. I believe you have definitely driven our country into the ground on purpose so you can stuff your own goddamn bank accounts. And I think if we were to go search your bank accounts, we would find the proof. I'm certain of this as I live and breathe. I think you stole all of the money in America so that all the poor kids could starve and have bad educations. So you could pad your rich white people account, your bank accounts, all the people in leadership and everything, all the people running the companies and in the conglomerates, the more meritocracy, right? And I think if we were to go and look at your bank accounts, I think we would see all the stolen money. All the money that made the school shitty, all the money that let paradise burn, all that stuff, you stole it all. You stole all that money.
Deployment of state police.
And I think it's all in your bank account. I think you spend it on non-disclosure agreements after you have so much money that cocaine isn't interesting to you anymore, or heroin or anything like that. You've done every drug on earth. You've had every sex act known to man, including child sex. And that's where you end up. You end up like Jeffrey and Donald Trump shaking hands with, Donald Trump shaking hands with Jeffrey Epstein. And we have all that money. So you're pounding adrenochrome on the weekends and stuff. And you just have all like you have like all the stuff, or you're not doing drugs, which is worse. I don't really understand why you would steal all that money if you're not going to spend it. But some of you guys don't do drugs and just sit there and pad your bank accounts all your lives till it reaches 3-4 trillion, something like that, while the people starve of poverty in the fucking streets outside your door. And that's what the shitty fucking traitor fiscal conservatives did to this country.
Police for
the people are starving outside your front door. While you pad your bank account and charge $2,000 for rent. And I'm sorry, but sooner or later, somebody's going to actually have to talk about it. I know that the politicians are really praying that nobody ever talks about it ever. And every time somebody does, like MLK or Malcolm X or John Lennon or fucking Gandhi, right? It just gets shot by some insurgent or the CIA, Nobody cares about actually fixing any problems. They just want the rich white people to punish us forever and make us feel pain and suffering and loss and deprivation. It's a circle of abuse that never ends. It's the rich people conserving that money until we starve to death.
A single major event in history.
Yeah, you want to vote for a conservative party like Trump, huh? Why they kill us? They literally traitor us to death and pull that money back until we starve to death in the fucking streets and can't even afford rent? You want to support Trump? Okay, well, I'll fucking kill you. I'll just straight kill you. You want to support that fucking traitor while he starves us to death? I'll fucking kill you. You're part of the problem. Same with Joe. You want to support these goddamn traitors while they starve us to death? I'll kill you if I have to get you out of the way to make sure that my people can eat and have rent and education and water and food and can actually survive. As if you continue to chokehold price everything that we need to survive, I will just kill you.
Their focus is
I don't care who you are, Republican or Democrat. I don't care. You're just rich white people acting badly.
On the motorcade of dignitaries and elected.
You want to tell me that the Mexicans would have made it like this? Or the black people? No. After they lived in the barrio and the ghetto that you subjected them to for 200 years? No, they would never have done this to us. This is you. You did this to us. You ghettoify. The white people ghettoed the entire world. This is you. You did this. This line of pigs that is entirely goddamn fucking unnecessary is only there because we hate you so much. We want to kill you. We do. We hate you. I hate Hillary. I hate Bill. I hate goddamn fucking Obama. I hate the fucking traitor Trump. I mean, I hate these goddamn traitors who were sent here to steal our money and kill us. I don't know why you fucking think these weird fucking pegs on the board are real. They're just men trying to take our queen. That's all. They're just men trying to take our American queen. They're not Americans. They're the other side. They're coming here trying to take our freedom and our money and our prosperity away and stick it in their bank accounts like the good little fiscal conservatives that they are until we all starve to death. That's why we need lines of pigs and lines of protesters and all this. The rich white people can insist. They are insisting on killing the entire world.
Although CPD would not confirm just how.
Now they need lines of cops to protect them from their own countrymen, because they are our worst enemy is our government. Our worst enemy is our own government. And they need lines of pigs to protect themselves from the other citizens. They need lines of citizens to protect themselves from other citizens, because we really hate you. We really do. We really do hate you. You've been rich white people acting badly for 70 fucking years. And we do hate you, and you do need riot cops or we will come kill you. Absolutely. I'm sorry to be the wake-up call, but, I mean, the reality is in front of you. Can you actually... I read the room, boomers. Read the room, baby boomers. You got to read the room, baby boomers. Do you see this line of cops? It means we hate you. We actually hate you. You've been stealing too much, and we're gonna topple your Louis the Quatorze fucking, let them eat cake, fucking rich, white, fucking privileged asses. We're gonna topple you.
Officers...
You're the ones who are going to experience trickle down for a couple of 100 years and see how you like it. You see how you like trickle down, you weird conservative, fucking fiscal conservative traitor pieces of shit.
Will be out for the DNC.
Fucking mankind who betrays mankind, who starves their own children, who deprives their own children and their own countrymen. You are traitors, as far as I'm concerned.
The superintendent explains what things...
You're no good to me. DNC, RNC, traitor bash! Time to drop a bomb. You want to drop bombs on Hiroshima. I want to drop a bomb on the RNC and the DNC and liberate this country. I'm not going to, but I want to. Right? I want to kill the rich white boot that's on our fucking neck. I'm not going to, but I want to. I want to chop his foot off and get your fucking foot off of my neck. I can't breathe.
You will see a heavy presence.
Yeah, fucking piece of shit, fucking rich white fucking traitors.
Of officers.
I could do this the rest of my life because I've had 30 years of you treating me badly, so I could spend 30 years calling you rich white piece of shit fucking traitor American fucking treasoners. Just full of treason. You treat your fellow Americans like this. You won't even let your own fucking people protest at the DNC, particularly because they're not rich and white. They're civil servants. If they were rich and white, you would give them what they want. You know it. I know it. But because they're civil servants, they're not allowed to go protest like everybody else is. Because you're the fascist piece of shit that killed this country and everything that you do.
Across the city.
Meaning Republicans and Democrats. I am the progressive guy come to scream at you as you kill us. I'm the guy who's going to scream and try to kill and choke you to death as you try and kill and choke us to death. I'm the guy who's going to stand up and I'm going to scream at you. You've been killing us and I'm fucking sick of it. You're done.
Not just...
You won't even let the firefighters fucking protest because you know that we want to burn you to death. You know very well that we'll try and burn you to death if you let the fire. Like, we're not stupid, right? If the DNC lets the firefighters protest, the DNC protest will burn the DNC because we hate you. We really do. We really, really hate your traitor, fucking rich white dinosaur Warren Buffett loving fucking piece of shit, fucking traitor, fucking conglomerate, fucking corporatocracy traitor asses. And all the Donald Trump fucking piece of shit business interests that you roll with, you piece of shit fiscal conservative traitors.
Around the venue of the DNC, but you're going
every time some kid starves in this country, it's because you conserve more money in your piece of shit bank account for some rainy day that never comes. You are why humanity is dying.
A heavy presence of officers across the entire city.
We were doing great. We ballooned up to 8 billion real quick. We, you know, right as late as the 60s, we had boomed up to like 7-8 billion, you know. And we're like, oh my God, every kid can eat and everybody's happy and people are singing like the turn, 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 and everybody's happy and singing about love and everything. And yeah, there's some discourse in politics and stuff. And then the rich white fiscal conservative Nixon comes along, condemns us to a 30-year war in Afghanistan or Vietnam, or I don't know where the war is at again. It's wherever rich white people hate the other race or whatever. Is it Vietnam or Afghanistan? I forget. Or was it the Khmer Rouge or the VC, or was it the French? Or I mean, I forget what category Rich Whitey was after in Vietnam. I forget what category Rich Whitey was after with 9/11. I forget which category that we were after with Afghanistan. Was it the people in the American government who crash our own planes into our own building, or was it the people over there in sand desert caves? I forget. Which one was it? Was it Iraq? Or was it Iran? Or was it Afghanistan? Or was it Vietnam or COVID? All the rich, white, conservative, fiscal, conservative, Republican traitorisms that killed this country. I forget which one it is, because all of them suck. It was probably the worst one was 9/11 when you killed 3,600 of your own troops in a war that didn't exist, so you could go to war overseas with some entity that didn't exist in some race war against people who follow Islam, I guess. And I'm sorry, I know that you're a rich white person behaving badly in all this, but I don't care about your fucking feelings. I dealt with the fallout of 20 years of the Iraq. Iran. I'm sorry, was it Afghanistan or Iraq? Or I'm sorry, let's just call it the Afghanistan-Iraq-Iran war. I mean, we Afghanistan, we Iraq, and then Iran. Which one was it again? I forget. It's just Rich Whitey trying to take oil, I guess. It's easy to boil it down to a single sentence. But yeah, Rich Whitey really needed oil from the Middle East. So yeah, just went over there for 20 years and killed 3,000 mostly white people in New York. And, Whitey killed Whitey. And which is why we hate you so much. Whitey killed Whitey in 9/11, and now we really hate you. And you lied about it for 20 years. And then you did 20 years and Whitey killed Middle East, you know, and we really, really hate you for that. We really kind of hated you for Whitey in the Gulf War. And we really, 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 really hated Rich Whitey in Vietnam. And we really, really hated Rich Whitey in World War II. And we really, really hated Rich Whitey in World War I. But we'll keep fighting world wars for you for no reason while you steal money and war and diamonds and Aristotle Onassis and opium and stuff from other countries and oil and all this and suppress people of other colors and go to Afghanistan and try to suppress religions and Islam and stuff like that. But no, that's Rich Whitey behaving badly, and I'll tell you exactly what the fuck it is, and I will not bandy about or call it anything else.
Down to the DNC in Chicago.
Thanks, Rich Whitey. Thanks. Can we have another gold toilet seat in our White Palace anymore? I don't know. Will we have a White Palace anymore after you? I don't know. We had one until you took over. We had this beautiful White Palace that stood the test of time and foreign wars for 200 some odd years, right? Since 1770, whatever. I mean, when did we make the White House, right? It stood the test of time and bombs and all types of stuff for 200 years. But then the minute that the fucking Vietnam War started and the rich whitey fucking like warmonger fucking took over the government and decided that war was better than peace or whatever, we don't really have a White Palace anymore. We have a corrupt cancer spreading.
Today, Illinois Democrats...
We haven't had a good leader in 60 years. We've had 3 policies passed in the Congress in 60 years. It's like we don't even have a government at all. Just Rich Whitey uses it as some kind of griftonomics Bitcoin theft account. We don't. It's not like we have leadership really, or they would pass policies and try to help us. We have weird griftonomics grifters who took over our government and hand us scams and unemployment repeals and healthcare repeals and Social Security repeals and stuff and assault weapon bans repeals instead of actual policies. Am I wrong?
When in Chicago, they gathered for the state fair in Springfield.
No, I'm not wrong. No, all of it's 110% true. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't.
While nationally, the
got some traitors running our government. I'm sick of them fucking getting together in their little traitor cons and getting damn near burned out from all the protesters outside their traitor con. And I'm just kind of done with the traitors.
Republican presidential ticket held events.
Don't care about their little clown traitor patrol with their little fucking CFR fucking tool. You know, fuck your CFR tool. I don't want to hear from your piece of shit CFR tool. I really do not.
So let me say it clearly.
Let me say it clearly. There's a mothership that has taken over the New York headquarters and DC, and it is controlling everything, and it dictates every single foreign relation, every single policy, every single dollar made, and everything
United
else.
States.
This is a CFR fucking tool, and I will not listen to her speak. And her and her cronies have taken over the RNC and the DNC, and they've killed us.
In 2 battleground states, political reporter Marianne Ahern joins us here in the studio. What was
Sorry, I hit play on the wrong one here.
Lead in this new century.
In this new century where the rich white people try to take over every governmental entity, every single military entity, every single bank, every single fucking theft ring, every single fucking criminal ring, all the blackmail rings and everything. And Rich Whitey takes over everything using the CFR.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Complexities and
the complexities of it are hard to put to a single speech, but it is the rich white man's control over the entirety of everything.
Connections of today's world have yielded a new American moment.
A new order, you know, a brand new world order. I don't want to hear from your 80-year-old fucking CFR fucking traitor dinosaur. I really don't. Wheel her carcass out of here. Show me a real American.
What is at stake is more...
Wheel their goddamn dinosaurs. This is from 50 years ago. Literally 50 years ago. We had dinosaurs running this country into the ground 50 fucking years ago.
Small country.
Literally 50 fucking years ago. This was like 1992 or something. It's like 36 years or something. It's almost 50 years. We've had piece of shit Republican and Democrat fucking traitor dinosaurs running their bank accounts instead of the actual policy of the country, destroying us for 70 fucking years since JFK. And I will not back you anymore. I will not do it.
It is a big idea. A new world order. Where diverse nations...
A new world order where diverse nations, meaning the rich white people run everything.
Are drawn together in common cause.
Yeah, the Amero and the Euro. Yeah, the common cause being the dollar.
To achieve the universal aspirations of mankind.
Yeah, the Amero, the Euro, and the world order.
Peace and security.
Peace through absolute control of every dollar, every government, and every person on the planet.
Security. Freedom.
We've had Project 2025 for a long fucking time. 35, 40, 50 years, something like that. It's the Republicans trying to kill this country. Don't get it fucking twisted. And here's the Democrats trying to kill this country. Would you like the douche or the turd sandwich? Pick one. If you support one, you're a traitor.
When our global leadership is essential.
Our global leadership as we take over this world, and Rich Whitey dominates anybody who isn't rich and white, from the banks to the governments to everything. Pick your poison, but it's poison, both of them, Republicans and Democrats. Pick your fucking poison. Is it Bush with the New World Order or Hillary with the CFR? Choose, make your choice. You know, Trump or Joe. Make your fucking choice of your noose. Pick your noose.
A Democratic message ahead.
Pick your fucking noose while the rich white man hangs you. Pick your party. Pick your noose.
the convention.
Well, they are excited, as you can imagine. It is called Governor's Day at the State Fair, and you can sense the difference in the mood since President Biden is no longer leading the ticket, and what to expect at next week's DNC with Kamala Harris.
Oh, good. It's not the Biden crime family anymore. It's the Harris crime family. Oh, good. There's a mafia switch up, and it's The Godfather 2, and Michael is in Italy, and now we don't have to worry about Clemenzo anymore, or whatever the fuck, or whatever the other crime families are. I can't remember the whole fucking shebang of their idiot mafia politics. So now we don't have the Biden crime family anymore, or the Trump crime family anymore. We have the Harris crime family. Yay! Pick your poison. Rich white man, or I'm sorry, whatever. Well, she's not rich and white, so let's see.
As the nominee.
She's not rich and white, so I just believe her to somehow have a soul. I think somewhere in that weird prosecutor's heart is a soul and an actual smile, and I'll take my chances with her. If she is not rich and white, I will take my chances with her. I will take my chances. It has been 70 years of rich white people killing us. I've seen enough proof to know. I just don't want rich white people killing us anymore. I just don't want it.
I'm going to hear an economic message.
I don't want to hear from this man.
That's going to make life more affordable for people.
I don't want to hear from you, buddy. I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to skip through you. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't think you represent America anymore. Your people killed us. Don't want to hear you talk. Let's get somebody wonderful in.
Kamala Harris being a woman,
yeah,
or a black woman, or a South Asian woman.
I don't want to hear Rich Whitey talk. I'm sorry, I don't. Please give the microphone to somebody who actually struggled in the last 100 years, who actually saw maybe a prison cell, or maybe the poverty of her family, or maybe had to pay a bill that she couldn't pay, or something like that. I don't want Rich Whitey telling me what to do anymore. I need somebody who actually saw what it was like to be an American in the lower and the middle class in the last 100 years. I don't need Mr. Nice Shirt, Mr. Pen Pocket Watch. I really don't want suit dummies anymore.
This is about her being the
It goes that deep, it does. I really don't care what a white person says about America anymore for another 100 fucking years or something like that. I know that you don't think liberals like I exist, but you'd be surprised how many of us there actually are. So many of us would like to scrap the Democrats and the Republicans entirely. I know that sounds like traitorism to you, but I mean, both of the presidents were just impeached, and one of them just got 34 counts of traitor. You know, literally conspired to lie to the country. I mean, literally, one of them is a convicted traitor in all this. We've seen what the Democrats and Republicans have done to this country. It was a failed experiment. And I want to hear from somebody who actually dealt with what it was like to live in a country after the Democrats and the Republicans fucked the country for every last dollar until it was dead.
Most qualified.
I want to hear from somebody who actually dealt with it, not somebody who did it. I really do. I don't not somebody who did it. Nope. I don't want to ever see a white person in power in my lifetime again.
To be president of the United States, and the one
I would vote for this lady over Kamala Harris. I definitely would. I would vote for this lady. I trust her more. I would vote for this lady over Kamala Harris. I believe her to be more intelligent, more driven, and care more for our country than these do-nothing dinosaur traitors.
Who can beat Donald Trump?
Yep, I believe in her. She speaks more passionately.
The rally in Springfield at the State Fair, a mini pep rally ahead of the DNC. And
okay, now for the real traitors.
City.
We got fake traitors who just become traitors through inaction, like Democrats who become traitors through losing and inaction, right? Then you have the active traitors who literally have stepped on black men's necks in the last 50 years.
Evidence of a big event about to take place.
Your Florida guy and your Ferguson and your Mart Aubrey's and stuff. Now let's go look at the real traitors.
There's additional.
The people who push more police and law and order and more military and more fucking fiscal conservatism as all of our people die of deprivation on the streets. Let's go look at the real traitors. There's traitors of inaction, right? They call that the lie of there's sins of omission, like the Democrats, and then sins of pride, like Hillary trying to run the CFR, or Bill being a 45th level Freemason, and Bilderberger Rothschild and all that. And then there's the people who actively throw the black people in jail and step on their necks.
dancing going up around Martin Luther King
and
Drive,
shoot them
festive
blind
bunting
in the back in broad daylight, and try to defend fucking Proud Boys and tell them to stand back and stand by, and and break into the city capitol and all this. Then there's the actual traitors drumming us up to guns and war and all this other shit.
Hotels.
There's the CFR traitors who lose by inaction. Then there's the fucking Trump actual literally convicted traitors.
As well as even new flags flying over the Michigan.
I wish you think it's hyperbole, but no, every word I've said, I've meant. I do not believe I've exaggerated tonight. Not even once. I've cited the cases. I've cited the history. I've done it as a lawyer would. I've done it how I would do it. I would do it in a courtroom, Sans the cursing. As I call these rich white fucking traitors, the rich white fucking traitors. If you didn't look so rich and white, I wouldn't say it so much, but you look so rich and white all the time. You look so rich and white all the time. Do you really see what I'm talking about? You look so rich and white all the time. All the time. You look rich and white. You look like suit dummies. And it really scares me, and I don't like you, and I don't like your influence, and I want you dead. I want you out of this country. I want you gone. I want you, like your weird suit dummyism with your red ties and your fucking suit dummy, Hillary fucking suit dummy bullshit, right? I'm sorry, but you look like traitors to me. You dress like traitors to me. You look like somebody who sold America's highest interest.
Yeah, the city getting ready, prepared, trying to look its best.
I'll be honest about it.
All the delegates coming to town. Let's talk about...
You always wear those suits, Anytime Americans getting fucked, look for a suit. You'll find a rich white person. And you'll ask, why are you fucking another American rich white person, rich white American? And they'll be like, oh, them's are the breaks. They broke the law or they did something, blah, blah, blah. No, you're a rich white American attacking another American.
About the Republicans, because they've been very busy in swing states today trying to get support.
You are attacking another American.
Those places.
Absolutely. We saw J.D. Vance in Michigan, Donald Trump in...
I will attack these people who drove us into the ground. Yeah.
North Carolina, with polls showing Harris improving in swing states. Vance is arguing that Harris has been the, quote, acting president under Biden. The Republicans, they're also questioning the Democrats' decision to replace Biden with Harris without any voters casting primary ballots. After voting early today in the Florida primary, Trump was asked about his remarks that are not true, that said photos of the crowd size at Harris rallies were created by AI.
I can't say what was there, who was there. I can only tell you about ours. We have the biggest crowds ever in the history of politics. We have crowds that nobody's ever seen before, and we continue to have that. We have a level of enthusiasm that nobody's seen before. They want to make America great again. That's what's happening.
You have got to stand before the American people and answer tough questions if you want to do this job. And it is scandalous that Kamala Harris is running from the media, but more importantly, she's running from the American people. That's a disgrace.
Both Trump and Vance also note that Harris has not yet conducted a lengthy interview since Biden left the race. Now back to the state fair. Today was the Democrats, tomorrow Republican Day, so we will have highlights from the fair tomorrow.
Always politics involved with the fair, too.
And a butter cow.
Yeah.
And the butter cow.
Right, corn dogs. Yeah, what the heck.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you so much. We have your seat inside the DNC in Chicago. You can watch a live, uninterrupted feed of convention speeches starting at 5:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. And you'll be able to watch that. It's available on our NBC5 Chicago News streaming channel and on your favorite streaming provider.
We are 5 days away from the start of the Democratic National Convention, but problems continue over protests. Today, it's the Chicago Fire Department. They want to protest not having a contract with the city, an issue that's been going on for 3 years. But the city told them no. VWEN reports on how they still plan to get their message across.
The Chicago Firefighters Union Local 2 put up these new billboards just down the street from the United Center ahead of the Democratic National Convention to get their message across.
It needs to be said. It needs to get done. I just want the city to sit down with us and negotiate. It's been over 3 years.
The billboards seen here near Madison and Ogden show a running count of how many days the union says firefighters have been working without a contract. The union is pushing for several key issues, including the need to hire more paramedics and to add more ambulances, 20 to its current fleet of 80.
It's for ambulances that's dire. Every day they're looking for ambulances. Our ambulances run night and day. If you go to the west side, some of those ambulances are out all day long. They do 25, 26 26, 27, 28 runs a day. It's you just can't do that.
Cleary says the union wanted to protest during the DNC, but their requests for permits were denied twice by the city, citing proximity and manpower. They're now looking at other ways to amplify their message.
We also have a mobile billboard that will be driving around the city of Chicago during the entire
400
DNC,
gold.
and we've rented 2 fire engines, and we're going to put banners on those fire engines.
Did you play this all over again? Oh, God damn it. You played it all over again. What happened here? There we go.
They're young volunteers at the Democratic National Convention.
Thank you, WGN News. I'd like to sub to your channel.
Now, but
oh, look at all the deluded people. It's so cute. Look at all these people. I'd say maybe about that many of them actually have a clue. All the rest of these people are the people who have been tricked into believing that we still have a government and that we still have some kind of leadership and that we still have some kind of hope. But no, until somebody who wants to come in and actually stop the problems comes in, we don't have hope, and I don't think that's Kamala. She hasn't talked about policy at all.
Political leaders of the future.
I guess they have been talking about a few things, like 4 or 5 things, yeah.
And WGN's Mike Lowe joined.
Kamala's policies. Kamala's key policies. What we know and don't know about the Harris policy agenda, right? So, the economy. She wants tax breaks for home builders, but I mean, the home builders are the rich people. I do not like that. The tax breaks for home builders is not too good. Up to $25,000 in down payment aid for first-time home buyers. I think that's amazing. Up to $6,000 for low and middle income families with new babies. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, new babies, though. Never mind. Child tax credit. A ban on price gouging in the food sector, singling out meat prices in particular. What about all of them? Work with states to ban the use of medical debt in credit scores. Wow. Maybe my credit score will get up. Wow. I want to talk to my mother about this. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to... what else am I doing? I am hypernetting. Master at Arms cerebral accelerators at 108. That's pretty good. That's actually really good profit. 30 million per. Yeah, and number of nodes 13.5. I don't know, 13.5 on a 108, 84. So we got to make them seem like it's a little cheaper. I want to just do some 512s. Well, no, I guess 48 is, I mean, 2 million's reasonable. Yeah, 48. I want to take the hypernet to the real world and get mega rich. I just don't know how yet. Because it's a superior system than capitalism, in my opinion. I know that sounds extreme, but I believe this system to be superior to capitalism in every single way. It is capitalism. It's just capitalism from a buy a part of it point of view. You could only ever do this with digitally. I don't think you could do it with an abacus, but digitally, the hypernet should be adopted as the world's new economic scale. I know it's based off gambling, but the gambling is responsible. If it's gambling 10 cents. It's not gambling $10. It's gambling 10 cents. And if you don't win the item, you don't win the item, but you only lose 10 cents. You're buying an 80-cent item, right? Like, okay, let's say $1, right? Let's say it's $1, right? Let's say Safeway changed to the hypernet system and they wanted to sell you a Twinkie, right? They want to sell you a Twinkie for $1, right? Okay. And the dollar is cut up into 100 different shares, and the person comes in and they want to buy a Twinkie, and they see that other people who have been shopping in previous at previous times, the last couple of days, have come in and bid on the same Twinkie, but it hasn't sold yet. When you come in and you know, the Twinkie is cut into 10 shares of 10 cents, and there are 3 shares that have been bought out at 30 cents, right? You come in and you buy the other 7 shares of the Twinkie, you know, and then the roulette wheel rolls and it sees where the number lands. And if the number was in your 7 shares, you walk with the Twinkie. If it was in the other 3 people who bought 10-cent shares each, if they get it, they get a Twinkie for 10 cents. And so, and look at it that way. You can get a Twinkie for 1/10 of the value if you only want to pitch 10 cents towards a Twinkie. And so you could go in and gamble $100 towards 100 different items and see and wait 3 days and see what happened. And eventually you probably would get a lot more food. And there would a lot more money would be made, and the house gets the house gets its 30%, and the house is really happy, like really genuinely happy. They don't have to like try to do coupons or anything like that to try to get your business. They just get their 30% off of that dollar sale, right? So the Twinkie is $1.30 because the Safeway charges this 30% markup, right? But you know, but $1.30 split 10 ways is still only 13 cents. So you're like, okay, well, I don't want to pay the whole dollar for the Twinkie. I'll bet a 40% share on it. And you put four 10-cent shares down on the Twinkie, and you wait for the rest of the shares to come in, and they come in because Twinkies are popular, you know. Maybe they don't on other items, but you're still watching on your cell phone to see what items at the Safeway sold or not. And trust me, and then you could kill the coupon system, you could kill the poverty, you could kill the prices. The prices can remain really fucking low, because, you know, or even if they are really high, like if they want to charge you $10 for a gallon of milk, but it's split out into 50 different shares, that's still only 5 cents a share. So you put in, like, you know, you put in 50 cents towards the $10 bottle of milk. You may not get the bottle of milk, you might lose the 50 cents, but if you do get the bottle of milk, you still got the bottle of milk for 50 cents. And you have a good chance of doing that. You have like a 1 in 10 chance of getting that. That's not lottery odds. That is 1 in 10. It actually happens a lot. And this system, this hypernet system, is superior to not capitalism, because it is capitalism, but it's superior to our current Keynesian form of trade. It's superior to it. Poor people can profit in it. They can definitely profit. They can profit so much so that they might not be poor anymore. But nobody gets shortchanged, from the people selling the item to the Safeway that markets it to the fucking people that buy. The only person that gets shortchanged is the people that lose the gamble. But even they are not very pissed, because they only lost like 1/3 of the value of the item to see if they could get the whole item for 1/3 of the value. And so they write off the $6 on the $10 bottle of milk, because they have enough money to blow $6 on a $10 bottle of milk, but they still like to get $4 off the bottle of milk, right? And that's how the rich people can still contend with the poor people, but still not dominate the market, right? Every time rich people come in and start buying a lot of tobacco or liquor or bullets or drugs or music or CDs or something like that, the price just skyrockets. But with the hypernet system, the price always stays the same. Like, see it, like, look, like, the price always stays the same. Like, look, when I started looking at Master at Arms Cerebral about 15 months ago, this price was at 108. It's still at 108. And it's still and look on the market, if you were to buy the other beautiful thing about the hypernet like system is, if the other market that exists does not need to die, it just becomes like the market that you go to when you can't gamble on something, right? So if there's no Master at Arms Cerebral accelerators for sale on the market, then you can't buy it on the hypernet. You have to come back to the real market and buy a Master at Arms for 83 million, right? And you begin to notice that the market is actually cheaper, and this is why the original market, the original Safeway market that we've got, it would not die. It'll still sell you the same stuff it'll still sell you the $10 bottle of milk, right? But you don't want that $10 bottle of milk, because you might be able to come in and buy 1/8 of a share on a chance at that bottle of milk for $1.80 or something like that, which is still cheaper than $4 for a gallon of milk. Now, you might not win the gallon of milk, and you might lose that $1.80 that you bet, but you still have a 1 in 10 chance of swinging it. And that 1 in 10 chance, 1 in 10 or 1 in 8 chance, and on the hypernet it's 1 in 8, but in the real world it would be 1 in 10. If that 1 in 10 chance like doesn't land, you're like, oh fuck, I lost $1.80, but that's still not the $3.80 that I would have spent on a bottle of milk at the current prices at the grocery store, right? So you're like, fuck, I lost my gamble, but I still only lost half of the value of buying the bottle of milk. At that point, you can go back to a different bottle of milk and you can try to win your $1.40 bottle of milk again, and you pay the prices that you paid on the market when you were a child, as opposed to these $10 bottle milk, $7 bottle of milk markups, right? And the hypernet, not only does it make it possible for poor people to eat on a really, really tight budget, like you can take $5 on the hypernet and it can get you really far if you invest it wisely. And I believe that anybody can be taught to do the hypernet. I think this thing doesn't even give you an information, right? All it tells you is creating value, connecting worlds. That's it. It says a wealth creation, resource exchange, and data routing service, right? And the data is what the prices are. So the data routing is like what a price of something is, right? From PKN Interstellar, it's this beautiful idea that every computer and every cell phone is connected in the world to some kind of crazy, Skynet, hypernet thing that lets you gamble on a bottle of milk while you're still sitting in your house, and if you win the bottle of milk for a 1 in 8 or a 1 in 10 share for 80 cents, you go on down to the Safeway and you pick up your bottle of milk for 80 cents. It's a way to get a bottle of milk for 80 cents. Now you might lose that 80 cents bet, but if you know that the bottle of milk is going to cost you $5.50 anyway, you might bet like up to $4 on that bottle of milk, because you know that you're likely to win it, right? You're still getting $1.80 off the bottle of milk or something like that at the current, organic milk price at the Whole Foods or whatever. You're still getting $1.80 off of it. You're still getting like a half price on it, and you may or may not win, but it still is this system that any child can understand. It's just you're buying 1/10 of something. And whoever gets the lucky number in the raffle ticket system gets to walk with whatever 1/10 of the bottle of milk had the winning number. It sounds like gambling and it sounds like raffling, because it is, but raffle is actually not that bad of a system when it comes to buying things. It actually is not that bad, because then you get to walk with the entire value of the bottle of milk for 10 cents. I can see somebody like my mother going fucking nuts for a system like this and being able to feed her fucking family for 1/3 of the goddamn cost, and it rewards smart people, It rewards smart people. No, it rewards careful people. The same amount of time that these housewives and these providers spend cutting coupons and looking at the budget and all that, they should be looking at the hypernet and getting their family 10 times the goods at 1/10 of the price. And the hypernet dealers are happy, and the milk bottle seller, the milk bottle guy that sells the bottle of milk, is happy. He got his $5.80 for the bottle. Everybody's fucking happy. It's a superior Keynesian goddamn trade system than any system humanity has ever run before. The only thing that makes this superior is that you would need a computer to do it, and you would need a computer that didn't lie. Right? But I mean, it would be very difficult to come up with a computer that would lie on hypernet, because everybody's looking at the bottle of milk. They know what 1/10 of a bottle of milk is, and they know what the share is, and it would be very difficult for the computer to lie to you about what the hypernet is. It would be very difficult for it to do it. It might sway. I guess you could get the computer to sway the number towards a particular player, but really, if you could somehow ensure that didn't happen, you could unlock the human race and destroy poverty. And that's what CCP is trying to say here. That's what the hypernet is. It's the solution to poverty. Anybody with a fucking brain would have gravitated to it immediately. And anybody who likes getting ripped off by pieces of shit who charge too much for bottles of milk would have said that the hypernet sucked. But I mean, really, the system itself is superior even on real world scales. If I could go into a dispensary and bid on a brace of 6, $20 cartridges of hash, right? And there's a brace of 6 of them, and they're divided into shares of $10. And I could put down $10 shares. I would put down $10 shares. I would put down 4 $10 shares on my original $120 purchase, right? And if I win all of those, I could potentially walk with 20 cartridges, and the seller is happy. I could walk with 20 cartridges for $4, and the seller is happy because they took the chance. They knew what it was. Most of the time, I'm going to lose, and they're going to keep the money, right? They're just going to lose, and they're going to keep their cartridges. Most of the time, they're going to keep their cartridges and their money. Now, how much money was that? It was 400,000, was it? Yeah, 400,000. Yeah, and this system is superior. It's superior to not. It's not superior to capitalism. It's superior to bartering. It's superior to the barter system of trade, where we trade one thing for another thing. This thing is superior. The minute that we got calculators, we should have had computers that wheeled out hypernet purchases for housewives and car dealers and stuff like that, so that housewives could buy groceries for like a half of the price that they usually pay. And if they're really savvy and they're really smart, they can potentially feed their family and actually make money. Literally make money off of the hypernet could revolutionize grocery stores, because the housewives could literally make money off of it. If the housewives come in and bid on 10 cartons of cigarettes at $40 and they win 6 of them for some reason, if they just like win the RNG swing that time and they walk with 6 cartons and they go on down to the secondhand goods store and they sell 6 cartons of cigarettes for $450, that they made a $410 fucking profit, right? And this would unlock housewives. They could sell stuff on the markets that they got for cheap off the hypernet. It would unlock poverty for housewives, not just housewives, but house husbands, whatever. Anybody who sits at home and has to worry about the real business of running a fucking business, or I view running a family as running a business. You have a budget. You have needs, you have your re-ups and what you need to do to keep things running, and your upkeep and all that. Running a family is like running a business. I've always had a lot of respect for housewives, because I think the housewives are the ones that can actually successfully run a business. I've never met a man who can run a business. The minute the pride comes into it, the man turns it into a fucking war, you know? Just like me, I do that too. Like, you know, anytime somebody like snides me or fucking jags me on some deal or something like that, or they outbid me or something like that, I fucking slam them like a ton of bricks and I take all their money away, right? But women don't do this. Women are only interested in feeding their family. They're not interested in destroying someone else unless they don't like that person or for some reason, right? They're not really like interested in being catty about it. They're not. I view women as a lot more level-headed than men. I think men are the catty ones. So like, you know, So the housewife starts bidding. She knows that she has a $375 budget for that month to feed 2 kids and a husband and a wife, right? And she starts bidding on the hypernet on her Safeway phone, and she starts bidding on this stuff just like I am. And she starts leafing through the hypernet looking for, you know, milk and baby food and carrots and stuff. And she starts bidding, but she doesn't buy the whole thing. Like right now, I could buy the whole thing, right? I'm going to look for something that I want to buy the whole thing, right? If I want to buy the whole thing, it's a 30% markup over the normal Safeway market, right? If I want to buy a whole Valkyrie blueprint, right? I can't buy this whole thing because there's someone else bidding on it. So I come in and I see that the Valkyrie blueprint is worth $2 million. Well, it's worth it's worth a lot more than this. It's worth a lot more than this. This is an estimated value, but if we go to the contract, if I go look at Valkyrie ones in contracts, you will see that if you really did want to buy this item in the fucking real world, you would have to do it off the contracts, and the price for this item is actually fairly high. It's like 10 to 15 million. It is not 1.56 or something like that, right? Which is why I buy BPOs. It's because people don't know what they're worth. It's insane, but they don't. I have an item in audit, station container blueprint, and multiple items in Torinos for Brimful's zeolites. Oh yeah, issuer. Oh yeah, those are. I'm sorry. Okay, so if we look at if we go for contract searches and we look for Valk, you're going to see Valkyrie BPOs in all. There they are, right? You will see that this BPO, if we sort by price, you get a better idea, but you will see that this BPO is worth at the least 11 million. Now, I want this blueprint that I'm going to win on the hypernet if I get lucky, and I want this blueprint that I'm buying to be worth 15 million. So I'm tempted to buy this 11 million blueprint, but it's still too much. It's not too much actually. The blueprint is worth about 11 million, which is why the guy's selling it for that. The blueprint's worth 11 million, but understand that the estimated value on the hypernet is 1.56. So I come in, I buy half of the bottle, call this Valkyrie 1 blueprint a bottle of milk. I see that there's a bottle of milk for $1.56, and there's a guy here who bought 4 60-cent shares at $2.20 or something like that, right? Or yeah, what did he pay on this? He knows what it is. Yeah, he did. He bought half of these at he spent $2.4 million because he knows that the blueprint is worth $11, right? He spent $2.40 on a bottle of milk that's worth $11, right? And he knows that it's a good deal, and so do I. So I come in and I try to contend with him, and I take a 50-50 bet, and the bottle of milk is worth $11 at Safeway. It's worth $11. It really is. And so and he knows this, and I know this. So we come in and we come bidding $1. He bid $2.40, and I'm going to bid it's $2.50, right? And either he or I are going to walk with an $11 bottle of milk for $2.50. Now I don't know how this works this way, but it does. I mean, I know how it works. It's just that because everything has an estimated value, and he and I believe that the blueprint is worth, $15 or $11, but he wants to get in for $2.50, and so do I. So now we have our epic, really entertaining, really genuinely fun process of squaring off with this guy 50-50. Let's go do it, right? And we look and we see that the hypernet isn't cheating, because the hypernet shows you what the numbers are. It's not hiding them from you. It's not showing. It's a raffle. It's the same thing as bingo. It's like a digital bingo raffle. It is not cheating. Now he won this, I think, because I just dropped out 25%. I dropped out 25% chance. Maybe I won this, but I don't think I did. Maybe. Nope. No, he won it. So that's okay, because I know that the blueprint is worth $11, and I know that I was getting in on a $2.50 gamble towards it. I don't give two shits about losing $2.50. I'm happy that this guy won. He got more money for no, he didn't. Whoever sold this blueprint, right? This Suomikon. This is the Safeway's bread dealer. I'm sorry, this is the Safeway dairy. Suomikon is the Safeway dairy. He is selling $12 bottles of milk for like $1.56. Right, but we know that that you can get a bottle of milk for $7 at the Whole Foods. So we just know that milk's expensive. We know that it's expensive. We know it's worth something, right? So I'm happy with losing, which is another thing that's never happened in my life. I'm content with losing because I know that I can come right back to the fucking hypernet and bet another $2.50 on a different Valkyrie blueprint. Maybe I can even get a different one. No. So yeah, and I love the hypernet. It should take over American economics. If we hope to contend with the rest of the world, we must get these cell phones that every single American has to sync to some raffle hypernet for all the things that we buy at Walmart, Safeway, grocery stores, car dealerships, drugs, Walgreens, all that stuff, right? And trust me, you would rather get in on a $2.50 swing at a $10 item and take your 1 in 4 chances, trust me, than you would paying the $10 and just buying the item clean, right? Trust me, you would. You'd rather have a $2.50 swing at a $10 item, and trust me, and this works in other countries too. They do this in other countries, and it's successful. Their bizarre systems in places like Baghdad are superior to the New York Stock Exchange. They definitely are. They ensure that the poor people can eat. They ensure that the poor people can drink and can buy things. Like, trust me, there are better systems in the world than the Safeway grocery system. Much, much better. I know I sound like a communist, but I'm not talking about the death of capitalism at all. I'm actually talking about making more money. This guy makes money. This guy makes money. I make money. Everybody makes money. The hypernet system is better. It's just significantly better than the system that we're currently in. So here we take a look at an 8 swing. There's eight raffles on an Infiltrator 1 blueprint. We see that Kimiko Mura has bought three shares of the $1.70 bottle of milk, right? He's bought 3 shares of the $1.70 bottle of milk at 32 cents a piece, so he knows that he's going to win. He knows that if he loses, he's only lost 90 cents. He hasn't lost the $1.70, and he knows that he or she stands to win, a $1.70 bottle of milk. And honestly, in this case, and honestly, you can go sell that bottle of milk somewhere else for more money too. So understand, the hypernet is just a superior way to do economics. Just in general, it is. It just is. The real world would profit from it. A lot of our current problems are solved with money, like our poverty, our travel, our voyage to the stars instead of our voyage to war, like all that stuff. Money would help those things, right? So how we do that is we unlock the entire fucking. I think the hypernet should be brought to the entire. I care more for America than Joe and Donald combined. I'm talking about actually saving America's future. All they care about is how big their crowd sizes are. These are clowns that are out to kill us. They are traitors, both of them, Joe and Donald. I will sit there and I will run a primetime dissertation on how to save America's economic soul, right? I will not sit around and bandy about and brag and fucking humble brag about crowd size and do nothing for 67 years and kill this country. I will not do that. I will not fuck around with that. So let's take a swing and see if we win this. I'm terribly sorry I didn't win. I have a previous dinner engagement that I must attend now at 8 o'clock, guys. I'm terribly sorry to bail on you, but I forgot to warn you. I meant to tell you, but I didn't. I forgot to totally warn you. But I will be playing Final Fantasy 11 when I get back here in somewhere between 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. Thank you for all the comments, guys. I don't read them live because I'm currently recording, and I will show you that right now. Thank you for all the comments and all that. I appreciate the wonderful engagement. I don't know if it's positive or not, but I do appreciate you guys for the engagement. I cannot engage as it breaks my personal rules about recording, but I do see that you sent me messages, and I love you that you took the time to do that, and I realize that you took time out of your busy gamer days to respond to my craziness, and I want to say thank you for responding, but I do not read the chat. I am terribly sorry. I believe that is the destruction of all streamers. Now, I am pausing this video now.